How you feel about what's going on with Keefe D right now?
I think, man, the the situation with Keefe D is just he brought that on himself. He brought that on himself. So I'm surprised that it took this long. But you never know. Like I heard they gave him a bail, you know what I mean? I really know the whole situation is strange. You know, he been speaking about murdering Pac and being part of it. I mean, being part of it for so many years now. So I'm not really surprised. You know, we come from an era that I was surprised to see a so-called gangster just doing interviews talking about being a accessory to murder. So, you know, it's not surprising though. I think in my last interview I might have said that I don't think nothing's gonna come out of it. I think I might have said that. You know what I mean? So, but I think he probably rubbed it in their face too long and too where they felt like they probably had no other choice. You know, you dealing with when it comes to a certain situation in America, especially with the law, you know, a lot of times stuff is very unpredictable. Ain't no telling what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I wouldn't be surprised if he go to jail or if he walk free, because that's how it is in America. You know what I mean? They gave him a bail. They said I think they said they gave him a bail because they might not have enough, what is it? Proof against him. So I don't know what's going on, bro. You know, I do know America is one of the places is who who you connected with, how much money you get, you might can get off a certain thing. That's why I always say the ultimate judgment is really in the next life. And I stick with that.
Yeah, they saying that he don't got the money to get a lawyer, and he just got bail for 750K. But I mean, if you can't afford a lawyer, then you can't afford bail. So
Yeah. But it's one of them things, man. I just sit back and say, hey, I don't know what to expect, bro. But if he do go to jail, which he pretty much might be the only person I know that pretty much just told on himself, like willingly, like happy about it, like just doing a whole bunch of interviews, like, you know what I mean? You would think when you come from the streets and you come from our background, I remember growing up, like there were certain things I wouldn't say in a song because I was afraid. You know, if I really done it, I'm like, man, I can't say that in a song. I got to twist it somehow. I got to make it, you know what I mean? So just to see a person doing interviews like that, I was like, maybe we just living in a different time.
yeah, they reported on Vegas local news that it's audio of Keefe D in prison, giving his son the green light to kill a witness in 2Pac murder. So I mean, yeah, it's crazy, man.
I think I might have seen some news like that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but he's the witness against himself though. You know what I mean? Like he actually really pretty much, I don't know if it's any greater witness in that case other than him, because he's the number one witness. He pretty much, he said everything. You know what I mean? He talking about, I still remember when I first heard the interview, he was like, Pac was breakdancing like cold hearted. You understand? Like, so when he like, man, I'm sure that he breakdancing, like you had no remorse and like you just openly. So that, you know what I mean? He's the number one witness in this case. And you know, it seemed like,
Yeah, it's crazy, man. The fact that you're recorded from prison, giving your son the green light, to, do whatever to a witness in 2Pac murder. Yeah, man, that's wild, man. You know.
yeah, bro. Obviously, when you telling on yourself and stuff like that, for what? For videos, for likes, for selling a book. Like, come on, bro. OJ did it. He got away. I don't know. OJ went to jail, right? No, but he ain't go to jail for what they believe that he committed the murder. But he did a book, something crazy. Told me if I would have done it, I would have done it this way. I guess OJ probably opened that door with people like, well, if OJ did it, I'm gonna do it. You know, they probably thought they could get away with it. OJ started all this.
You personally, right? You being cool with Pac, what do you want to see happen to Keefe D?
You know, I really don't. You know, I'm the type of person that, me personally, it doesn't matter if you go to jail or not, and that's me personally saying this because, like I said, it's not going to bring Pac back. You understand? It's not going to bring Pac back. I think, I think, like I said, you might get away with certain stuff in this life, but you ain't going to get away from it in the next life. And I just think that, you know, I like, for example, and and maybe people might not understand this, but as Muslims, for example, we have a choice If I'm living in a Muslim country, for example, somebody killed a relative of mine, God forbid, I have a right to have that same punishment implemented on that person. You understand? I like that type of justice. Of course, in America, you can't go and just start putting the law in your own hand and start, you know what I mean? So I want to make that clear so they don't say, oh, are you calling to that? But so I think in life, there's sometimes the murderer need to be murdered. This is what keeps stuff in check. You understand? So, you know, and that's even in our religion. It's not like it's a balanced religion. So the murderer deserves to be murdered. But of course, like here, and you know, it's according to a law. We have a system, you know what I mean? So, but because America's system, you know, growing up in the streets, it's about retaliation. When Pac died, it was a little war in Compton. You know what I mean? People who felt like they needed to do what they had to do, they went and they did what they felt like they had to do at that particular time. So I'm the type of person, like I always say, well, if he don't get it in this life, the next life is there. So I don't really, whether he go to jail or not, it really doesn't move me because it's not going to bring Pac back. You understand? And some people might say, you know, you want him to go to jail because he killed your friend, he was involved with it. If it comes his way, it comes his way. You know what I mean? If that's what happened to him, then that happened to him because he brought that on himself. You know, so naturally, a person that hurt a loved one for me, I'd like to see them hurt back. That's natural. That's you know what I mean? I won't sit here and I just come from that era. You understand that I feel like, bro, if you hurt someone that's close to me, I would prefer you go through what we went through. But of course, I'm older now, you know what I mean? And I know things is not the same the way I used to be 30, 40 years ago, where you have different things in America. You break a law, and if it come back on you and you go to jail, you broke that law. You know what I mean? So you can't really feel sorry for yourself or sorry for an individual that did something against the law and actually told on himself. You know, so whatever comes his way, comes his way. I think he deserved whatever.